Hello, by the way, my light broke, so the lighting in this video is not great. Sorry if you care about lighting. Also, during this video, I say that this happened in 2015. It could have been 2015 or 2016, I think it might have been 2016, but 2015 and 2016 are, like, the same in my brain. Like, it was the same era. Hello, Underachievers. So, I was outed, and this person released my birth name. This happened a few years back, so I thought that I should maybe talk about it now. Because I haven't really talked about it in ages. So I was feeling pretty depressed last week for whatever reason, and for some reason, it just unlocked this memory in my brain about this certain thing happening. And I tweeted about it just to vent. I just wanted to talk about it because I hadn't really talked about it online in years. Obviously, I didn't name any names. I didn't give out the name of the guy who did this to me because, like, why would I give somebody access to a person who knows my birth name and, like, purposely revealed it? Some kid actually got annoyed at me that I started tweeting about it and then didn't then release the name of the person who did this to me. It's like, why did you tweet about it if you didn't want us to know? Obviously, there are several reasons as to why one would not want to do that, but I'm just going to explain it right now. And no, I'm not going to name him in this video, so if that's what you're expecting when you clicked on this, then it's not what you're going to get. The first reason why I'm not going to name him is obviously I don't want to repeat this situation. This happened years ago when I had a much smaller audience, and you know, it's under control now, but if I brought it up and I named him again, then I don't know what would happen. I don't want to open myself up to more of the same old shit that I had back then, and I don't want to start drama with anyone that's so tiring. Another reason why I don't want to name him is because recently I looked at his social media after I had this thought, after I had this memory of him doing this stuff to me. I checked his social media and he has like 250,000 followers on TikTok. It's one thing naming him when he's irrelevant and off social media, but like if he has a following, he's obviously gonna have people that like will fight for him. I don't want to start drama with people that don't understand what I went through. And to be honest, if you're around in 2015 and you were following me, then you probably know who I'm talking about. So I just want to start this off by saying that he actually did send me a DM on Instagram maybe like 2 years ago, maybe a year ago, saying that he was sorry for the whole situation. I didn't actually read the message. I just saw in the message it was like, hey, I just want to apologize, and I completely deleted it. I don't want contact with this person, and not just because I'm bitter, but just like I don't want that. I also want to say that this happened in 2015, which was 5 years ago, and because of that, I don't actually have any screenshots of this happening. I really wish I did. I tried really hard to find anything, and I couldn't. All of this happened when I was on a different Instagram account that got taken down by Instagram for I don't know what reason, but my account got deleted at 50k maybe in 2015, and that really sucked. Couldn't get any of that back. So I don't have any of these DMs, I don't have any of these conversations, I don't have any of these screenshots or the pictures of what happened. I also have a different phone than what I had in 2015, and that phone is broken. There is like no way for me to access any of this stuff. So what I'm telling you is coming from my memory. It's not an exposed video because I'm not naming him. I'm not making any of this up. I don't have screenshots, so believe what you want, but this is what happened. And obviously it could be very easy if I did name him for him to just be like, that's not true, because he doesn't, you know, want to admit it or whatever. It's very easy for him to do that, and I don't want to go through that of like me not being believed. I don't want that. This is just something I want to talk about, and I think it's kind of important for this to be heard because I know a lot of trans people have gone through very similar experiences, and obviously to a cis person who doesn't understand being trans, hearing that, oh, some trans guy was outed, like his birth name was released, it's not a big deal to you because you don't understand the pain behind that experience. But this is a very common thing, and it's kind of traumatic for a lot of people. Outing somebody in itself is screwed up because it's not allowing the person to, you know, come to terms with how they're gonna out themselves. It doesn't allow time for the person to, you know, psych themselves up in order for them to actually break the news. I sound like I'm talking about someone dying. It's a lot to come out for some people. So I don't have an incredible memory, but there are a few things in this story that really I can see them like it was yesterday. Although I don't actually remember how I ended up talking to this person, but we just ended up being online friends. At some point we were actually quite close friends. We used to video chat a lot. I think it was on Uvu. We used to go on group chats with a bunch of other friends and just stay up all night, talk about our lives, talk about our feelings. Obviously I would tell them about my life and stuff that upset me and things that were happening in my life because we were friends, and that's friends share this information. So just to give context on what's happening in my life around 2015, I'm pretty sure I was going by the name Noah at this time, and not N-O-A-H like it is now. I was going by N-O-A, which was actually a girl's name, but the reason I chose that name was because, you know, someone said I look like a Noah, and I was like, oh, I could be a Noah, but I don't want to be any old normal Noah. I want to be a different Noah, so I just whacked the H off. The reason I changed my name was because I wanted a more masculine name. I ended up giving myself a name that meant princess. I was either going by Noah or Newt. My nickname was Newt. Everyone called me Newt. That was just my name. I presented masculine at this point. I had my hair cut. I only wore boys' clothes. I binded. And I would post a lot of my baby pictures and my childhood pictures because I think they're really cute. Like, my parents documented a lot of my childhood. And I just like posting them because I thought they were adorable. And also, you know, when I was a kid, I was very masculine. I was what they'd call a tomboy. My parents didn't give a shit about how I dressed or how my hair looked or the things I did. They were just happy to let me be and be myself, which is wonderful. But because of this, a lot of people assumed that I was assigned male at birth, which is kind of what I was going for when I was posting these pictures. I was kind of like, oh hey, look at this picture of me when I was 5, shirtless on a beach. Would a 5-year-old girl do that? Which of course the answer was yes, because at that point I was a 5-year-old girl. So I was out on the internet as Noah or Newt, and I was non-binary on the internet using they, them pronouns. I was pretty sure that I was a trans guy, but I wanted to push that deep down. So this guy that we're talking about today, the guy who outed me, he assumed that I was assigned male at birth. And at some point we got close enough, and I figured, like, hey, I'm comfortable with this guy. Like, I can just tell him a lot more about my life. I can let him in more. And at some point, I told him that I was assigned female at birth, as in I was born a girl, and I was then non-binary. I'm now a guy, but back then I identified as non-binary. So he didn't believe me. He didn't believe that I was assigned male at birth because of all the baby pictures I had. He just thought I looked like a guy, which I took as a compliment. But to prove that I was assigned female at birth, don't worry, it's not bad. I know what you're thinking. I didn't do that. To prove that I was born a girl, I showed him my ID, with my birth name on it at that point, so he knew my birth name, and I showed him pictures of when I looked like a girl, of when before I cut my hair. I sent him a picture where it was very clear that I had boobs in them. No, I did not send him nudes. That would be the worst. But, you know, at this point, I was like, it's funny that everyone assumes I'm male at birth, because, like, I would rather be, but it's funny to me that people assume that, because I have all these pictures of me as a girl. And I sent them as a laugh. I was like, go on, tell me I was assigned male at birth now. It was just a little joke. It's just fun. It's just friendship. We're friends. And from there on, things were fine. Like, our friendship kept growing. We were getting closer. He didn't seem to care that I was assigned female at birth. That didn't seem to bother him. He didn't care that I was non-binary. He knew that I used they, them pronouns, and he respected that. And the group of friends that were in our friendship group, we were all kind of sarcastic. We used to take the piss out of each other. That's just how we bonded. That's just our kind of friendship group. So that was our friendship behind closed doors. I also had an internet presence at this time. I cannot tell you how many followers I had, but it was enough followers for him to warrant wanting to be friends with me, apparently. I had somewhere between like 10 and 50k, I think. I think it was somewhere there. And to my followers, we were very clearly friends, you know? I would post about my friends all the time. We would always go on, like, video chats. We'd talk about each other. We'd make posts about each other. Like, it would be just friendships. We were very visibly friends. At some point, my followers back then started shipping us together because, you know, I don't know, they just thought that would be funny. They thought we'd look cute together, which is really weird. They started shipping us together, and at the time, we thought it was really funny, because, like, I had no interest in him in that way. I just saw him as a friend. I assumed he saw me as a friend. So, obviously, we would post about us being shipped and, like, take the piss out of it. It was just fun, okay? It was internet 2015, I was 15 years old, 16 years old. The idea of me being shipped with one of my friends, it was funny. Now, at this point, for some reason, I just never got the impression that he was using me to gain followers. That just didn't come to mind. I didn't have a crazy amount of followers. My audience wasn't that big. I was like very big in the Instagram spam community, but that was its own thing. That wasn't like a massive, it wasn't crazy influencer. And nowadays, at least I think that I could do this. I feel like I can spot somebody that like just wants to be friends with me for followers. I can spot them a mile off because I know exactly the things they'd say to me in order to gain a friendship and in order to gain followers off me. And honestly, this friendship with this guy kind of screwed a lot with my brain, because now I just don't trust anyone that I don't really know to be friends with online that much. I still make friends online, but I just know that there are going to be some people out there that just want to be friends with me because I have a following. I just gotta accept that, but it sucks. So obviously this guy had started gaining followers off me because I guess people liked seeing us being friends, and they were like, oh, no, it's friends with him, I'll follow him. Like, I definitely inflated his follower account quite a lot. And then one day, he posted a video of himself singing with a ukulele with the caption, rate my singing out of 10. And then me thinking that we were actually friends and we're on the same wavelength, and you know that we could just take the piss out of each other, I commented -4. Clearly a joke. And at this point, I don't remember very clearly what happened, because it happens very quickly. But long story short, he decided to use this as fuel to, you know, start drama with me, because I guess that's how people gain followers in the 2010s, in the 2020s. And he literally just posted on his account with thousands of followers my birth name. He just told everybody my birth name. He said it was my birth name. He said I was assigned female at birth. He said that I was a girl, like... And then he posted the pictures of me where you could clearly see my boobs. Again, these are not nudes. I was wearing clothes. I know it sounds like I wasn't, but I was. That I sent him, you know, something that I sent him as a personal thing to me, being like, hey, you're my friend, I will let you in. I sent him those pictures being like, it's funny. Look, I had, you know, I was born a girl. And he just posted that online to thousands of followers, to like thousands of people that knew me. He posted a picture of me where you could see my boobs and made like a cleavage joke, and just like he said I was a girl, he said my birth name. It was horrible. It was really horrible. And if you're not trans, I understand that you're not gonna get like how horrible that was. It's not just a breach of my privacy, it's literally like I felt like my entire world was crumbling down. For context, again, at this point in my life, I was not out to anybody that I knew in real life. I was Noah online, and then I was a girl to everybody in my life in real life. I was living in a homophobic and transphobic boarding school in a girls' boarding house where I was forced to wear dresses and skirts like every single day. Every single time we had like a school event. Sorry, my camera died, so if it looks different, it's because it died and I had to put a new battery back in. Where was I? Yeah, I was going through a terrible time. It wasn't just being trans that I was depressed about. There were lots of things, lots of bad things going on in my life, and it was very hard, and the internet was the one place where I felt that I could be myself, where I could, like, actually, you know, feel comfortable. Is the one place that I could escape being misgendered and dead named 24/7. And I was very, very depressed, even before this outing thing happened. And it was like, I really don't know how I would have coped with coming out and transitioning and even just, like, existing if I didn't have that little audience that I had back then. Like, honestly, like, this is not a deep video, but, like, it's just, like, it's a lot. It means a lot to have people that were just, like, always just respectful and there for me, and I just felt like I had met my people, and I thought this guy was one of my people, but he clearly wasn't. At some point or another when this was happening, he either messaged me, or he posted about it, or he messaged somebody else about this that then told me about it. He literally said that he was using this as an excuse to, you know, start drama, and that, like, he was just using me for my following. I remember some, like, really horrible things he said to his friends at that point about how, like, he was only friends with me because he thought that he could get something out of it, which would be fine, okay, like, I'd get over that, but just the fact that, you know, he gained my trust, and then, you know, I was in a really bad place, and then he just, like, threw that in my face. It was, like, dreadful. So, yeah, at this point, he's big on TikTok. He's not doing this anymore. He clearly apologized, and he felt bad about it, which is fine. I don't forgive him, but I know he's not a danger in that way to other people. That's why I don't feel like I have to name him. If maybe some point I do name him, then that's my choice. But, you know, I don't want to be forced to, like, have to tell everybody about the person and the details of the person who knows my personal details. It was just not a fun time, and it's something that happens to trans people all the time, and it really sucks, and I can't, like, with trans people, it's not like this big secret that you have a birth name. It's not like this nasty thing that you're keeping from everybody else. It's a thing that, at least in my experience, was genuinely triggering and genuinely made me just feel so terrible, and to have that exposed in the only place I felt comfortable and the only place I felt like I could escape from that, like, pain was, like, dreadful, like, genuinely horrible. Don't even know what I want to say about this. It feels a bit like a therapy session, but just wanted to talk about it. And to make things worse, this guy was gay. This guy is in the LGBT community. He acts like he's a ally, whatever. But yeah, that's the end of the video. Have a good day or don't. If you have similar experiences to this, please tell me below. You don't have to go into detail. I just, you know, there are other people that have been through this. Have a good day or don't. See you later, loser. I'm so far away from the camera. Look how far away I am. And now I am